Hello and welcome back to the channel. We're covering episode 8 of The Other Way. Let's get started with the totally brilliant and selfless Joanne.
Hey, what room are you staying in?
Your room, naturally.
Today is the day Joanne's mummy has come to visit, and Joanne will be telling her that she is already married. Mom lives in South Carolina, but she came to watch the cats while Joanne and the boys are in Ireland. Joanne starts listing off these millions of things she does for her cats on a schedule. Heaven forbid if Mom forgets something, the cat might get cranky.
You know what, Joe? With all this work with Binks, maybe you should have hired somebody to take care of the cat.
Wait, it's just one cat? Your mom crossed state lines for one cat?
You should have just came with us to Ireland because I had somebody for the cat.
Okay, never mind. She answered my question. Mom's like, do you know why I don't want to go? Because I am your mother. He should be coming here to meet me. You know, I actually got a lot on my mind. So why don't we sit down and have a chat over here? She's like, okay, yeah, let's do that now.
You're bringing my grandsons to meet him. Why?
Because he's a significant person in my life, so that's the reason why I'm bringing.
This poor mom. It's like she's trying to pull teeth getting any information out of Joanne. She doesn't like the idea of her grandkids traveling to another country to meet a stranger. I just spit all over the place. Nobody knows anything about this guy yet. Oh my gosh. When the mom sees his head tattoo, I
have no idea what will come out of my mother's mouth. And that's probably what scares me the most.
Well, I haven't no idea why you didn't just consult with your guides. They're called a guide.
Disclaimer, Linda does not endorse the engagement with psychic practices, witchcraft, Satanism, Ouija boards, tarot cards, or the like. Practice at your own discretion and beware of possession.
What is it you're telling me, Joanne? Where are we going?
We'll be, we're married.
Her mom is incredible. She's like, how did you know this? This is her sister, by the way. Mom's like, no, hell no. This isn't happening, Joanne. I am your mother. How long have you been married?
Almost 2 years ago.
Who marries somebody that doesn't know anybody?
She sounds like Fran. Oh, I loved her so much when I was little. I wanted to be her. Ma, come on, I know him. Mom is convulsing on the couch. She can't believe what she is hearing.
I'm your mother.
I understand.
This is your aunt.
But, am I gonna get a word in?
Hell no.
Am I gonna...
I love her. She's so epic. Joanne is trying to justify her actions and Mom is not having it. How dare he disrespect your mother? What kind of man gets married and doesn't even discuss it with your mother? Joanne's like, but Mom, we have a plan. We wanted to do it by ourselves. Which doesn't make any sense, Joanne. None of this is making any sense. She just keeps speaking in these empty platitudes.
Ma, I didn't want to tell anybody.
It's not anybody. I'm your mother. I'm not just anybody.
She's your mother. Hi, Mom. Love you. Oh, do you guys like my new lipstick? This is the same brand as the other one, but it's metallic. Yay.
Jackass. You married a total stranger.
I didn't marry a total stranger. I married somebody that I knew I wanted to marry.
He's not a total stranger. He's the person I wanted to marry. Is it just me, or is this lady crazy? Is she delusional? God bless her mother trying to slap some sense into her. Mom's like, does your sister know? Do your sons know? No, Ma. We're gonna tell them when we're down there. I don't even know who you are anymore, Joanne. Everything about you is different. You used to tell me everything.
By my side.
Tell you everything.
No, you don't.
I just didn't tell you I was married.
I feel so bad for her boys. It's embarrassing. Can you imagine her older son having to tell all of his friends what she has done? And then she plans on dropping the boys off with the dad and just taking off to Ireland. She keeps on saying, oh, if the boys don't like him, I'm not gonna do it. But she already said she's gonna drop him off with the dad. So I don't believe her. She's gonna do whatever makes her happy.
You hurt me by not telling me.
Okay, well, I'm sorry for hurting you, but Ma, after everything that I've been through.
We find out at one point Joanne had really bad health. She had like all kinds of aneurysms. I'm not sure what that means, but basically her health was deteriorating, so she had to have an open heart surgery. The surgery was successful, but the doctor told her that if he had waited or hadn't done it at all, she would have been dead in 2 weeks. Since then, she has thrown caution to the wind and just does whatever she wants.
If the boys
don't like him, you won't do it?
No, of course not. They're my kids. Like, I'm not gonna do that.
Yes, you will. Mom's like, okay, well, if the boys don't like him, will you end it? And she says, I don't know. Well, I do now. She's gonna go to Ireland. She's gonna bail on the kids. I hope I'm wrong, and unlike Angela, I really do hope that I'm wrong because it's gonna break her boys' hearts. Like, that's traumatizing. Moving on. So we pick back up with James and Tata in the parents' house. Speaking of house, how is it that the outside looks like this and the inside looks like this? It reminds me of a movie set where it's just an illusion. But anyways, Tata is begging her mother for forgiveness as prompted by her dad, but I actually think he told her to do that to make her feel better.
I haven't obviously seen her do this before, but for some reason, I am definitely adding to her stress.
Yeah, I saw quite a few comments of people saying that Tata's reaction was justified because James was pushing her really hard and she was super overwhelmed. I think that's possible. So after Mom forgives her, Dad tells Tata that she needs to also ask James for forgiveness because she was shouting at him and being mean. I actually really like the dad.
Yang penting berumah tangga saling menghormati, saling mencintai, saling mensupport gitu loh.
Most dads don't care this much. He wants his daughter to have a solid marriage, and I think that that's awesome. Tata does apologize to James and then her father as well. It cuts to her private interview and she says that in their culture, they believe heaven is found under the feet of their mother, which is basically meaning show them respect and honor them and it will be good for you in the future. But now that she's married, she must also live like heaven is under her husband's feet.
I'm not the best wife, but I will try my best.
You're perfect to me.
I'm sorry.
Oh, and look at these two little whippersnappers. They're so precious. Dad tells us that a child's actions are the responsibility of the parent, and he will pray for her, among other things, to help create some stability.
Budget tak tutup utang mo rong atus.
Iyalah.
Aja bikin Angel jangan diratapi kesedihan, jangan diratapi kesedihan.
So, James has already made it very clear to Tata that he doesn't want the parents to pay off his car. It's his responsibility and he wants to take care of it. He doesn't want to burden them. Tata just seems very vague about everything when she's talking to them. Like, she allows the parents to control or guide the conversation, if that makes sense. Dad tells James, come on, let's be happy so that your future children will be happy too. And Tata's like, she doesn't translate that to James because she knows that he doesn't want kids and they still haven't had this conversation yet. Then Dad starts praying over James. James can't understand a thing that anyone is saying. He is so confused.
I'm assuming that everything happening right now is a cultural thing I don't understand. I'm hoping to get a little bit of clarity from her.
They go to their hotel room because remember, James' room isn't fixed up yet. And he's like, so, what happened back there? Why did you have a full-blown meltdown? He's like, because I had to do all the translating and you kept pushing me and pushing me.
We do need that conversation.
But then you wanted me to be the one to have the conversation.
No!
I can't really pick sides here. It seems like they're both justified in how they feel. However, Tata loses her patience really fast. James talks to her very calmly the entire time, even when she's taken it to a whole nother level.
It's about you, not give me a break to talk, to think, to translate double.
James is like, It cuts to Tata's interview and she's like, I know my dad told me to apologize for how I was acting to James, but I'm still upset because he hasn't apologized for the way that he was treating me. It cuts back and James is like, Tata, we didn't make any progress with that conversation. We still don't know how we're gonna make money.
We didn't ever talk about how we're gonna make money.
They can help us with paying the car.
I don't want them to help us
I
with
know,
that.
I did tell them.
No, you didn't. James is like, I had no idea what anybody was talking about. I had the impression that you didn't want to tell them, and that's why I was getting so frustrated.
I tell them.
To not know what's going on, and then for you to get mad at me
Well,
because we're trying to have a
every
conversation
time.
about emotional
Every time.
thing.
I know a lot of people understand where Tata is coming from, but James is so measured and calm when he's talking to her. It's kind of bothering me that she's being so harsh with him, especially when she essentially lied to him about them being able to have a life there. Also, Tata did not communicate everything that her and James decided in private.
I told you exactly what we discussed earlier. You need to tell them what we talked about.
Did that.
He's like, all right, you swearing at me right now, the conversation is over. This isn't productive at all. And she's like, yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna spend the night at my parents' house.
That's really what they say. If you think abandoning your husband in another country is a good idea.
He's like, Tata, we can't make a life for ourselves here. And I already told you that if it's gonna have a negative impact on our marriage, I don't wanna do it. It's not worth it.
I just don't want to see you the way I saw you tonight.
I think his gentle approach paid off because she ends up apologizing. He also apologizes for hurting her. And then Tata tells us that she feels a lot better now that they cleared the air. But the fact that James already is sounding like he wants to go back to America is scaring the crap out of her because she really, really doesn't want to go back.
I don't want to move back to state. That would be devastated.
Yeah, that sucks. Moving on, we're with Inky and Corona in beautiful Iceland. Corona is getting ready for a day out with Inky, getting to know the town. Oh, Corona is wearing a pleather lace-up one piece, complete with spiky boots and a huge cutout so that everyone can see her dogs running into different yards. She thinks that she looks really good and she comes strutting out.
Stunning.
You ready to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
That's your reaction, but...
Yeah, I said stunning.
He's like, huh? And she goes, well, you just didn't seem very impressed. And he's like, okay, well, what do you want me to say? I've already seen you in that dress before. And she's like, well, yeah, not in person though.
What is like? What do you want?
It's fine, I got what I got.
All right.
Corona is really, really pretty. She doesn't need to try this hard. If we were friends and we were shopping and she came out of the dressing room in that dress, I'd be like, if you buy that, we are not friends anymore. That cutout does her zero favors. I'm gonna sneeze. Yep. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. It cuts to their interview and she's like, yeah, I'm not soft partnering him anymore, okay? I wanna feel sexy, I want you to be excited. And he's like, okay.
That's my girl, you know? Yeah, do you know?
I mean, I'm learning, babe.
He seems like confused to me, and I think it's because of how dramatic she is. I've heard that the culture in Iceland is super laid back, and Inky definitely fits that mold. So they hop in his truck, and he's like, okay, we're on our way to the market. He leans over, he kisses her, tells her that he loves her, and she's like, oh, okay, you know, warming her up. He takes her to like a thrift store. She's not impressed. Then somewhere within this store is a little snack shop. So he orders for them fermented shark, which according to him is a delicacy in Iceland. You're meant to chase it down with a shot. I think they're drinking Iceland's signature alcohol, which is similar to vodka, I think. God, if I get it wrong, oh my gosh, someone's gonna freaking crucify me.
What is that, a shot of alcohol?
Yeah.
It's so bad that you need a shot afterwards?
No, it's like the flavors all become one, you know.
She can't even stand the smell of it without gagging, so she just takes her shot and then Ingy eats her shark. It cuts to their private interview and she can't even talk about the shark without gagging.
You know, that's part of the tradition. And like that.
I literally almost threw up in my freaking mouth.
Okay, this random lady just started texting me and she's like, hey, do you want to go hiking in Laguna? And I was like, oh no, I think you got the wrong number, sorry. And she goes, no, we met in the Grand Canyon hiking. We exchanged phone numbers a year ago, don't you remember? And I was like, I think you got the wrong phone number. I've never been to the Grand Canyon. I know this is Evelyn's phone number. Oh my gosh, what if it was Evelyn and she was just trying to say, I don't want to go hiking with you because you're a freak. So he orders her some waffles instead, and she asks him for a crash course on his parents so she kind of knows what to expect. Inky's father is 84 years old. And then he says his mom is a little bit conservative, and Corona's like, what? Conservative? That's one of my trigger words.
I don't know, like she was a priest's daughter, like my dad grew up like in the poorest part of Iceland.
Ingy has no idea what she's concerned about. I don't think he has any concept or understanding about how social issues in America kind of dictate how people live their lives or how they act. Personally, I hate it. Ingy's attitude is where it's at. There's no hatred. He doesn't care if you think different or look different. Let's just go eat some sharks.
Why are you nervous about meeting my parents? Like,
I don't know how to word this, but like, do they know black people?
But Corona is also really nervous because he's never brought a girl home. So she feels like a lot is riding on her making a good first impression. I think TLC was playing up the race thing because I've got comments from people who live in Iceland and they're like, there are absolutely black people in Iceland.
Just think, I know you think they're gonna love me, but worst case scenario, they're like, yo, no, I don't want black grandbabies and I don't like her.
It's not an issue to him. It doesn't have to be so stressful before anything even happens. If Inky is this relaxed, I'm sure his parents are too. I mean, his dad is halfway in the grave anyways. She keeps asking, what if they don't like this or that? And he's like, I don't know. It's like she's trying to get him to have a reaction to anything. And he's just like, chill out, please.
It's only just clothes. It's not who you are. I mean, you know what I mean?
I know that. You know that. What if they don't know that?
Oh my gosh, it's exhausting. Moving on. Oh, fishies. Oh, you guys. Oh, I love aquariums. I love goldfish. I miss fish keeping, and I was so excited. I thought this was Lily's family, and they were fish breeders. Lily takes Josh into some sort of tea shop to meet his sister. There are ducks hanging on the wall, and you guys, is Josh weird? Watch this clip.
Because I want to make a good impression. You know, I want her family and friends to know I care about her. So, we'll see how it goes.
So anyways, they sort of start making some small talk. Lily's sister seems very standoffish. However, she's very honest. I don't think she cares at all if she ruffles feathers or insults anybody. He asked the sister how he felt when Lily first came to America, and sister has already said that she can speak English, but instead of answering him, she starts speaking in Chinese to Lily, saying that the family was not in support of her decision.
其实我们大家都觉得你是喜欢追求浪漫的嘛。
我喜欢追求浪漫，但我也不是傻瓜。
Oh, look at Josh's face. Poor guy. He was so excited to meet the family, and instead it's like an interview that he can't even participate in. Lily's like, I don't normally get deceived, and the sister starts laughing like, yeah, okay, sis. Your idea of love is kind of not the norm for people in China. You're impulsive.
我身边有位热心的大姐，她给我介绍了一个男朋友，我就跟他结婚了。我的父母是非常非常不满意的。
Okay, so I don't think we were aware that Lily was previously married. I said it before, I feel like there are a lot of holes in their story, and I was starting to wonder if Josh has been divorced multiple times, he might not be able to give us any information because that could disclose too much about his legal obligations, and maybe if there's like all this legalese, they can't talk about it, maybe? Lily tells us that as fast as the marriage happened, it also collapsed because he stopped coming home, so she felt like she didn't have a choice but to leave him. She finally looks at Josh and says, my sister is a hopeless romantic. Are you a romantic too?
Are you a romantic person? Also.
We're both hopeless romantics.
Uh-oh. Sissy doesn't like that. She's like, what do you do for a living in America? And he tells her, I used to sell heating and cooling supplies, but as long as I'm on a spousal visa, I can't work in China.
My sister's price is bigger than before. What's your opinion?
All right, this one kind of confused me. I don't know Chinese culture and what the norms are as far as gender roles. Off the top of my head, I was thinking she was talking about a bride price, kind of like Kobe and Emily. But the thing is, these two are already married. So is there expected to be a bride price or some sort of transaction that takes place during their Chinese wedding?
This was exactly what I was afraid of. I knew I would be judged for not being able to work.
Yeah, sister is clearly not impressed with the situation at all. He starts telling her that despite the fact that he can't contribute financially right now, he's happy to work around the house on the projects. He'll cook, clean, carry her work equipment, he'll garden. Basically, he's saying he'll be the stay-at-home partner while she's the breadwinner. I know this is frowned upon in China, but some people just don't fit into those stereotypical roles. My aunt is the breadwinner in her family, and her husband loves being a stay-at-home dad, and he's a great dad. So it's like, if it's working for him, who cares?
The thing I could offer her, and I think that's why she's with me, is just that I'm in love with her.
I see you. I understand you.
It cuts to her private interview, and she's like, he seems genuine, but all the financial pressure falls on my sister, and that sucks. I don't want my sister working her fingers to the bone.
Okay. Good talk.
Oh my gosh. That was horrible. Oh, moving on. We're in the van with Statler and Dempsey.
We bought this van, I'm here, and it's time to give this life on the road thing a shot.
Statler is as excited as she's ever been. Just kidding, she's extremely pessimistic. And why is every interview with Statler? Where is Dempsey? So far, we've watched their entire journey through Statler's eyes. Also, where does the name Statler and Dempsey come from? That's not a knock, it's a genuine question, you sissies.
This is my first time putting water in a tank. I've never even heard of a water tank before. I thought you turn on the faucet and boom, you got water, you know?
Yeah, I know. Water just comes out of faucets, food just appears in the fridge, money comes out of the printer. Pfft, what is this maintenance crap? So they're trying to finagle the van and kind of get it all prepped for their first adventure, and it is freezing both inside and outside the van. So Dempsey's like, okay, let me figure out how to use the system.
I'm just gonna try and work out the electric so we can get warm. I don't know what any of these things mean at all.
Statler finishes her jobs, and when she checks back in with Dempsey, she's like, I have no idea how this works. I sent a text to the dude, and hopefully he'll call me and we can figure this out.
If we leave the batteries all on tonight and it all drains tonight, that means that the whole system's
Statler is like, oh my gosh, we were scammed. This van can't keep us warm, and if we don't figure something out, we will literally freeze to death. Just then, Dempsey gets a call. It's Mr. Van Dude, and he's more than happy to walk Dempsey through the entire system so they're comfortable.
It's a massive load off my shoulders. We can go to sleep warm now.
I would have been a grouchy biatch if there were no heat.
In the next episode, Corona meets Ingi's parents, and his mother touches her hair. Dun dun dun!
She thinks it's really pretty.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I do not let people touch my hair.
Joanne will take off with her boys to Ireland. Her mother kisses them goodbye at the airport and is devastated for her grandsons because she knows the boys are about to find out that this dude is their stepdad.
They're about to find out that that's their stepfather.
Shakira and Sarper have another blowout. Shekinah again packs her bags, and it looks like she's leaving. How many times has she done this? Is this the third time?
He just wants what he wants, and he feels like he might not get it, and so he spirals. I just need to process what happened, because it feels like this isn't real.
Oh no, por Shekinah! That's it for this episode, my lovely family. I love you all. Thank you for being with me till the end. Drop me all your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye!